You have been lied to. Building a brand is not expensive. It isn't complicated, and it definitely isn't just for creative types. If you think that you need thousands of pounds and months of planning to launch your own business, stop right there. I'm about to show you how to launch a professional brand from scratch for less than your last takeaway. That's right, a name, a logo, viability testing, your first website, your first social, all for less than £10. And here's the kicker. The brands that you really admire, they didn't start with millions of dollars of budget. They started scrappy as well, but they did it scrappy and smart. So let's see how to do that today. I'm Gina. I've spent the last 16 years taking ideas all the way to billion-dollar businesses. Whether you've got an idea for a product, a passion project, or you're just toying with the idea of something new, this video is for you. By the end, you will have a clear and actionable plan to build your brand simply, quickly, and on an incredibly low budget. Now, before we dive in, here's your first tip. Stick with me to the end because I have built you a completely bespoke Notion template with which you can take the actions in this video to get you started today. It's the one I use myself, it's the one I use with my clients. No fluff, just pure actionable steps. And if you are ready to take your business to the next level, no matter where you are in your journey, for the last 16 years, I have built tons of startups from scratch. And I know exactly how to take you through the challenges that you are facing right now. Whether you're getting started, struggling to scale, or ready to dominate your market, I've got the tools you need to move forward with confidence. Not started yet? Grab my free template. It's the perfect tool to get you going. Plus, you will get me keeping you accountable every week. Not scaled yet? My business blueprint is for you. It gives you everything you need to build a scalable, profitable business. And if you're not successful yet, let's chat. Grab 15 minutes of my time for completely free. You don't have to figure it out all by yourself. I've done the hard yards and I'm here to help you. So head to my website and take that first step into your next big business journey. Your future self will thank you. But let's build your idea together today. The first thing that you need to do is define your idea. And I don't mean I want to sell skincare, I want to create a fitness plan. I mean, what problem are you solving? Who is it for? And why would they care? Let's break this down with a couple of examples. TripAdvisor don't tell you that they list hotels and activities. Their idea is to help people around the world to have the perfect trip. Just as Patagonia don't tell you that they sell jackets. They are in business to save their home planet. If you have clicked on this video, it's because you have a purpose or you have a problem that you want to solve. First thing you need to do is define that. So do it now. Write down your one-sentence mission statement that defines your idea. Keep it simple, keep it emotional, and keep it focused on the value that you give your audience. To guide this mission statement, make sure that you are thinking of value, inspiration, plausibility, and specificity. And some insider tricks here. Do not talk about the company. Do not talk about process. No one really cares about this. Focus on the customer and what they actually get, and share what the customer actually gets as an outcome, an authentic result expressed emotionally. Now, I want you to pause this video, take the time to define your idea in a mission statement, and drop it in the comments. And I will get back to you and tell you if you need to tweak it. But next, you now have your idea defined, and you might think it is the best idea in the world, but you might also be suffering from confirmation bias. You need to know that it is unequivocally a good idea. And a lot of channels and a lot of people will tell you to research on Google Trends, on Reddit, but that takes time, effort, and energy, and we are here for the quick, dirty wins. As I said, most successful brands start out scrappy and smart, and that's exactly what we're doing. You are going to head over to Canva and choose yourself a free Facebook ad template. And in this template, you are going to put your mission statement that you have just crafted. You don't need a logo, you don't need a brand, you don't need to waste your time until you've validated your idea. Next, you're going to head over to MailChimp. In MailChimp, you're going to create a free landing page in which you are also going to put your mission statement. MailChimp has a ton of templates. Pick the simplest. You can even use the template as it stands. Make sure that you've got a field in which to put an email address because that's a win anyway. At this point, you can use any placeholder for your company information. That doesn't matter. The landing page is actually pretty insignificant. It just gives us somewhere to direct people to. And now you are going to take that full £10 that this entire process costs you and blow it all on this one thing. Because validating your idea is the most important step to do completely, properly, and unbiasedly. Now, you may not have used Facebook for a long time, but I need you to head over to Facebook to set yourself up a page, and again, can be completely empty. You just need to sign up for a Meta Business Suite. In here, you are going to upload your free Canva Facebook ads that link to your free landing page. You are going to run yourself a little ad campaign. In this ad campaign, you want to make sure that you are choosing engagement as your objective. This is about testing an idea, not about creating leads. choose your audience demographics. In this first instance, just choose geography or age demographic. It doesn't have to be too narrow or niche. Then set yourself a budget of between £2 to £5 for either 3 to 5 days. This should be enough data to make that initial assessment. And you want to track 2 metrics: your CTR, which is your click-through rate, and your CPC, which is your cost per click. When the ad run has finished, you will have your data of your CTR and your CPC. A CTR of 1% or higher indicates true interest in your product, your service, or your brand, and a CPC of under 50p to £1 also signifies interests. If you have hit these metrics, fantastic. You're all validated and ready to move on. If you haven't, but you're still hugely empowered by your passion project, go back to the beginning of the step and think about what problems you're actually trying to solve and how you address them. And a quick note, you have built a landing page, you have got an email box, but this exercise is not to generate emails, it's simply to test the validity. But if you've generated emails, well done. Just keep them in your free MailChimp account, as emails are priceless. And now this is where the fun starts. And an insider trick here is that this section is where most people get stuck on. A lot of people who have an idea or have a passion project spend a ton of time, effort, and sometimes money thinking about the fluffy stuff. The name, the logo, the branding, and they forget to do the early stage mission and validation, which are the key drivers to success. So if you've got this far, you are already successful. Congratulations. It's time to name your brand. Now you can use tools for this. There are things on the market such as Nameflix, but the best way to do it is actually just start brainstorming names that come to mind after having defined your mission. You want to brainstorm as many names as you can think of and then follow this 3-step process to actually narrow it down. Firstly, you want to make sure that you are keeping it simple. A short, clear name is easier for people to remember and easier for people to spell. You then want to make sure that it's actually relevant and resonates with your audience. It should align with your brand's purpose. It should link towards that mission that you've already validated and give an immediate sense of what you offer or the vibe of your brand. And finally, it needs to be available. So do a cursory Google search to ensure that there's not a competing brand already with that name. At this point, you don't need to worry about registering this as a proper business. This is your first iteration. This is your scrappy and smart way to get going. The legalities can come later after you've driven your first revenue. Trust me, I have seen people spend a ton of time and effort setting up companies that they later change down the line. So for this purpose, unless you're driving revenue, you do not need to worry about registering your brand name. And now we design your logo. I've mentioned it before because Canva is an excellent product that helps us small brand startups and those that are trying to scale. Head over to Canva and start designing your logo. And that sounds terrifying, but it really isn't. Canva is powered by AI and has a ton of free templates. To just get started, I would suggest just going with your word mark. Canva's easy scrolling allows you to scroll through and find something that grabs your attention. Pick a font that you enjoy, pick a couple of colors, and keep it to your word mark. At this point, simplicity is still key. Google, Facebook, Spotify, they all started with just text logos, so you can too. So now you have your mission statement, you have your brand name, you have your logo. It's time to build you an online presence. Online presence in the form of a website or a web page is hugely important, not just because it enables people to find you, but it builds trust and reliability. If you've ever interacted with a brand and you can't find them, or you go to their website and get a 404, you are immediately and psychologically turned off from that brand. An online presence builds trust. It also gives us somewhere to center all of our marketing efforts around. Now at this point, we are still doing things scrappy and smart. You don't even need to register a domain. You are going to set up your web presence in one of 2 ways. The first way is if you are a brand that offers a service. The second is if you have a direct product already ready to go and you want to launch that. The first option is with Notion. You know how much I love Notion. Do sign up for your own account. I have a free link in my description, but you can set up your website in Notion for completely free. If you want to have a quick tutorial on how to do that exactly, drop me a comment and I will show you. All you need to do in this is build yourself a page and publish it. And whilst you might feel resistance to doing this, trust me, it is hugely professional. In fact, tons of companies have built their entire web presence on Notion. Now, if you have a product already ready to go, you can use Gumroad. Gumroad is less customizable, but it gives you the benefit of having the SEO within the product, and you can add your own bio and your logo to it, plus your products are ready to go. Using either Notion or Gumroad gives you an online presence for completely free, and both support your search with SEO and keywords, meaning you are more likely to get in front of the right people and they are more likely to trust your brand. And remember, this is your launch pad. This is not your full finalized brand. So with your website, all you need to have is your mission statement, your product or your service info, and a clear CTA. If you have a product, that CTA is to purchase. If you don't, link it back to your free landing page in MailChimp and start gathering people's details. And we move on to social. I am a true believer in picking 2 channels and killing it on them both. If you are just starting out, you might not know which channels to choose. So choose the 2 social channels which you spend your most time on. This means that intrinsically you will know enough about the site and its users and the way it works in order to be better informed than using a different site. Eventually, as we move through from starting your brand to scaling your brand to making your brand hugely successful, you will need to understand the users of your product and how they use social and where they live. But for this purpose, pick the 2 that you understand the most. For this scrappy and smart setup, all you're going to do is pick those 2 channels and you are going to post at least twice a week snippets of your mission statement. Things that are related to your brand, your value, and who you are and what you offer. If you are not big on content creation, head over to Unsplash for unlimited free images or Pexels for free stock videos that you can use and repurpose. And you can also go back to our favorite handy tool, Canva, to create even more social posts. The final step in validating and launching your brand is to get yourself organized. No brand ever made it by winging it. It's time to get planning. You need to have a centralized place in which to keep your mission, your logo, your landing page, your copy, your social posts, everything about your brand. And you can actually stop listening here because I've built that for you. Head over to my site and download the completely free template, which gives you everything that you need to launch your business and build your first space that keeps everything to do with your idea. This template lays out all of your tasks, lays out all of your content calendars, lays out all of your production, and will stay with you from pure idea all the way to $1 million company. I use this exact template in my role as a marketing director, in which I manage over 58 people across the world and drive over $12 million of revenue every year. So trust me, this works. And this is how you get started and launch your idea. And there you have it. If you followed these steps to completion, you will have a completely validated and fully functioning brand for less than 3 coffees. And hopefully from this, you've learned that the key isn't spending more, it's focusing on what matters and what moves the needle. And this is just the beginning of your journey. And hopefully you are going to stick around and learn as we go from not started all the way to hugely successful. I'm here to impart my 16 years of knowledge on you, whether you are just starting out or whether you are ready to take it to the next level. So do like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what else you want to see. And also, don't forget your mission. This is a scrappy and smart setup, but there is so much more to come. So make sure you subscribe and let's go on this journey together.